Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Vanessa. Today we're doing a pick a card reading for how are they feeling about the other person versus you, or how they're feeling about you versus the other person, the third party situation. And this could be a, side person or main person, and you can be the side person or main person. Whatever the case is, it all goes here. We have for pile number 1 the desert rose, for pile number 2 the pink tourmaline, and then for pile number 3 the black hematite. Go ahead and pick your pile now. Hi pile number 1, welcome to my channel. My name is Vanessa. If you picked the desert rose, this reading is for you. So from the title, you already guessed it. This is a spread about how they feel about the other person versus how they feel about you. The top row is how they feel about them. The bottom row is how they feel about you. Let's just get started. So first of all, I think your person is kind of well off in some way. They're kind of good with money. They also have a soul contract with this other person. It could be their karmic or their twin flame. Whatever they are, it's not the best situation to be in. Your person does really like the other person. However, like, their person makes them feel like impatient and rash, and I think that your person can kind of show their temper a lot with the other person. Sometimes they could be feeling very jealous of the other person, like they have to fight off other suitors. I do think the other person is probably pretty attractive, or there's something about them that your person really likes, because they're kind of willing to like confront others. They sometimes feel territorial over the other person, like they're mine, and it's not a healthy situation to be in. But I'm going to tell you, like, your person really feels very strongly about the other person, sometimes so much so that they're overwhelmed. I do think that your person gifts the other person a lot of things. I do get the feeling that the other person can kind of use jealousy, or like when your person gets jealous or is using your person for their money, because your person's kind of well off. They could have a good job. They could, for some reason, somehow they have a decent amount of money, and the other person kind of takes advantage of that and uses it to their advantage, and your person is probably aware of it, but they like it, and they want this person in their life. They want them to be their future, regardless of what that feels like for them. Now, how your person feels about you, it's a little complex. So I don't know if you guys are exes or what went down in your situation, but I think that they're kind of focused on maybe what happened in the past. Maybe you guys had a fallout, or maybe someone did something to the other person, but they're kind of focused on that. They're kind of not really seeing a future with you. They're not really seeing how you guys could make it work. They're not really focused on you and making you work. I think that if you guys are exes, when you guys kind of get back into contact, sometimes you guys could have like fights, or they're kind of reactive towards you. So like, you might say something and they kind of might fly off the handle a little bit. They do feel like they're releasing the hurt that you guys have caused each other. I do feel like they're an ex for you, and there's someone new. And if you've caused them pain, they're letting that go. If they've caused you pain, they're kind of working on forgiving themselves and healing their heart when it comes to you. But you're not quite there yet. So I feel like sometimes they could feel like moody or over emotional, or kind of snap at you. They do think that you're thriving without them, that you're doing just fine, that maybe perhaps you're even better off without them. And you might be, because if they were this possessive weirdo the way they are with their current person, or the person that they're seeing, then I'm not sure, you want that. I think that you guys have gotten to know each other really well. I feel like you guys, for a lot of you guys, this is the next, and you guys kind of went to the depths of like all emotions, and like you guys took a leap with each other. There was a lot of like, you guys really, really got to know each other, the good and the bad. And I think that's why you guys there's still like emotion there, and a tie there. But I do think that they're ready to let go and move on. And so I would recommend that for you do that as well. Because if they're doing that and they're already over here in this bullshit, because whatever they got with the other person is low-key bullshit and not that healthy. So, I would, if I were you, I'd kind of remove myself from that and go thrive. You see this card, it's called Thriving. Go thrive elsewhere. Go appreciated by someone. Go be appreciated by someone who can appreciate you. And honestly, sometimes we just need to start all over again and let go. So pile number 1, that's all I have for you. I hope that resonated with you, and I will catch you on the next one. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Vanessa. Today's reading, I'm sure you already saw it, is about how they're feeling about the other person, the third party, versus how they're feeling about you. We've got the I'm blanking, pink tourmaline here, and we're just gonna get started. The upper row is how they're feeling about the other person, the bottom row is how they're feeling about you. So they're kind of feeling like they kind of need a break from the connection. They do feel like this person could be their karmic partner or someone who's kind of their karma. They also feel like this person, for reasons unknown, is meant to be in their life. They kind of feel like their connection, their relationship, whatever's going on, is meant to be, is fate. They do think it's a cycle also that they might be repeating, and that scares them a little bit. And they're a little bit, this connection is a little obsessive, and not so much in a good way. I think your person's very focused on their person. They're very, very they feel very intense towards them. I think they are overlooking a lot of red flags, or they are overlooking a lot of things because they want this connection so bad, or because, not even that they want this connection so bad, but because they feel like they're fated to be together, or that fate has brought them together. However, their connection is a little codependent. They do kind of, I don't want to say bring out the worst in each other, but they kind of do bring out qualities in each other that maybe aren't the greatest. There's like, also there could be illusions of like, they feel like their problems are really big, and sometimes they stay in this connection is, or could get into a really bad place where they're refusing to let it go because they don't want to leave it. But I think that this person really tempts them. The sex could be really good, or they could do drugs together. They could be, it's intense, and I don't want to use the word toxic, but in some cases it is toxic, and it might not be the best thing for both of them. But your person is kind of refusing to kind of want to leave or think about leaving, because they think that this person is their fate, that they're fated to be together. They also, like, they're, I also pulled this card. They want to clean up the situation with their other person. They want to make it better. They want to make it healthy. They want to thrive with the other person. But those are wants. I'm not sure if that's a possibility. So funny enough, this pile got an extra tarot card for how they feel about them, and then there was an extra oracle card about how they feel about you, which is pretty interesting. But But yeah, they want to clean it up. Like, I feel like they kind of want things to work out between them, but this connection is really rough. I think it's going to take a lot. And I think your person has to evaluate if it's worth it, if the connection is good for them. So how they feel towards you, they do kind of have this competitive edge towards you. I don't know. They like to maybe compete with you in a playful way. You guys do a lot of playing around. Your person does think you're a very strong person. I think that maybe you've told them, or they know that you've gone through like a lot of like hardships in your life, and they really see how like through it all though you're still a happy, or you try to be a happy person, or you try to see the best in situations. They really appreciate your strength. They do think, or they do feel, that both of you guys are kind of naive when it comes to this connection. Like you possibly should let each other go, simply because, you know, they don't feel the same obsession that they feel with the other person, for the most part. But they do like that when you guys spend together, you guys could have fun times, and it could feel fresh every time that you guys hang out. For some of you guys though, they feel like there's like some friction and some conflict between you guys. I think they also, if you are single, or possibly you like to spend a lot of alone time, they like that about you. They see it, and I think that's also one thing why they might have not come forward with feelings, or might have kind of thought that, you know, they should pursue the other person, is because they feel like you're doing just fine without them. You're always doing just fine by yourself. Like I feel like the other person, the third party, is kind of clingy, and your person kind of likes that because it kind of makes them feel secure. But in reality, when people are the clingiest, that's when you're kind of gotta be the most wary in some cases. And I feel like maybe you're not as clingy, and you kind of give them space, and at times it kind of scares them that you could be really independent, and that could be their hesitation with you. But they do want to take action towards you. They don't want to let this go. However, I think you should let this go. I think while they don't want to let this go, I think they're going to take steps to let it go, because they think it's healthier if they let your connection go and they just focus on their connection, because I think they might think that will help their connection. Let's hope for the best for them, and for you, I think you should pack your bags and go, girl or boy. I don't think there's much in this connection for you if it's not feeling good that there's another person involved. So pile number 2, I hope that resonated with you, and I'll catch you on the next video. Bye guys. Hi, pile number 3, welcome. Thank you for joining me today. If you picked the black hematite stone, this reading is for you. So the top row is how they're feeling about the other person, and the bottom row is how they're feeling about you and your connection. And then we have some oracle cards. So first of all, I do think that they see that there's an imbalance in their connection. Their person could take a lot, or simply one person is more invested than the other, and this connection hasn't been very healthy. I do think that they have been manipulated by their person, treated badly, maybe emotionally abused. I feel like their person has hurt them in many, many ways, and it has been really, really hard for them to leave that person. But they are working on self-empowerment. Maybe you're helping them with that. They're working on breaking free of this negative connection, of this toxic situation. They're growing as a person. I think that while their connection with this other person has been really bad, it's also been really eye-opening and has helped them grow a lot, and they recognize this. They're also tired. They're very tired. So I do think that they prefer your connection over the other connection, but they do kind of need to recharge from this connection and how awful it was for them. It was really bad, and I think if they're still with this person, it's still really bad, but they are taking steps to try to leave the connection and try to be happier. They feel like you are so smart, so clever. They do think sometimes you could be a little detached from your emotions, and they don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. I think maybe you possibly could think before you act. Like, you don't call them at 3 a.m. crying about your feelings or anything like that, like their ex might have done. So I think that's why they appreciate that you're kind of a little more stable and more intellectual. They do think that your connection has like an incredible amount of potential. They're very inspired by you. Like you've lit a spark for them, but they're fearful and they're uncertain and they're kind of resisting change. They're so scared because I feel like for some of you guys, they've been with this other person for so long, and like you've kind of woken them up, but they're still so scared of change. Maybe they've been with this person for a long time and they feel like, well, at least it's a sure thing, this person loves me. But it's not really love if it's that toxic and that abusive and that awful. They do think that you guys could have a really abundant life and could have it all together if you wanted to, if they let themselves let go and move on. And then we have the higher power card. With this card, I do see that this connection is guided. I think you are here to kind of help them. And I'm not saying that if this is an unhealthy situation for you that you should stick around. So, your intuition, listen to that first. But I do think that they needed you to come into their life, and what you've done already is amazing. I don't think that if it's a burden for you, you should continue, but you've helped them kind of see that their situation wasn't okay, that there's someone better out there for them. They're just so scared. They're terrified of something new, of change, of leaving, and it's hard. Especially if like this person had them conditioned to think that everything that was going on was okay. But there's a higher power looking out for this connection for both of you guys, and I think you guys do have a lot of potential. However, if your person can't get it together and choose or make you feel like they are done with a third party, I think you should move on, because from what the cards are saying, you're amazing and you can find an amazing connection elsewhere if this isn't doing it for you. Pile number 3, it's a short one because yours is kind of good news in a way. That's all I have for you. But if you like this reading, maybe give it a like, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.